Silicon Valley, I'm mostly going to use Google and Facebook for the example, are the new Nazi party. You may think that's an exaggeration. They're like the Nazi party in the 1930s, not the 1940s. They haven't done anything truly evil yet, but they're on a path to doing truly evil things based on a racial ideology and a gender-based ideology, using many scientifically wrong, factually incorrect, and just plain fucking dumb religious ideas from the left, such as intersectionality, diversity. Diversity equals uniformity of thought, as we know. Inclusion, which is excluding white men, as we know. These are just racist, bigoted, sexist ideas. Google is the new Nazi party of the 21st century. Facebook is the new Nazi party of the 21st century. Now, of course, the world's different. They're not directly political, but they have far more power than the Nazi party ever did. Google can shape every search every human on the planet virtually does. Facebook can decide what to show you. They're both incredibly evil organisations. There's a reason why Google dropped its "Don't be evil" slogan, because they are now evil. They're propagandising the people on their platforms. No, this isn't. They haven't opened concentration camps and started killing people yet. I'm comparing them to the Nazis of the 1930s as they were rising to power. You think Facebook and Google has a lot of power now? How much power do you think they have in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? When you have absolute control over all information that's fed to people, as they may well do in that future, would you trust them? What do you think they'll do with that? Let's walk through what's happening. Now, if they were benign organisations, fine, but they're not. Silicon Valley has been completely taken over now by factually incorrect, scientifically incorrect, religious, far leftist extremists. These people's ideas are wrong, they're completely disproven, and they're completely immoral. But since when has that stopped a religion? Many things are in place for the Nazi party, the Nazi parties of Silicon Valley, Google and Facebook and others. There's mini Nazi parties everywhere. Everything is in place now for them to give us a dystopian future where straight white men are essentially put into concentration camps, tortured or re-educated. It sounds ridiculous. We're on that road already. Far leftists are everywhere in these companies. The religious far left, the people that believe in things without evidence, intersectionality, the patriarchy, Black Lives Matter, all these crazy people who don't have any stated aims really. They just want to fuck whites. These are the people running companies now that have already an almost complete monopoly on what we consume, and that's just going to get worse, and the technology is going to get more powerful, especially with AI, as we have VR glasses, etc. They're going to get more and more into our head. These companies have been overtaken by religious zealots with insane ideas. They're going to open concentration camps and kill white people. And if you extrapolate this out 20 years, 50 years, that's where we lead, because they have a caste system. The caste system of the left is white men, or straight white men at the bottom. So they're going to be the target for the purge, the re-education camps that will come if nothing changes. This isn't a joke. This is really happening. This is where we're leading. Look how far the extreme leftist, wrong, scientifically incorrect ideas have come into Silicon Valley. Look how quickly they've come in. Just a handful of years, white men are now untouchable scum. Dalit class, untouchable scum. This is where we're going. Facebook is literally the Nazi party of the 21st century. Google is literally the Nazi party of the 21st century. Many Silicon Valley companies are literally the Nazi party. Not of the 20th century, the 21st century. This takes a new form. When they gas people, it will be to help and purge society of evil white men, because by the time the history books have been completely rewritten, What Google's doing now, by altering its search results based on the social engineering it wants to do, it's effectively rewriting the history books already. This is in a light way. If you look up, say, the founding fathers of the US in 50 years on whatever is the equivalent of Google at the time, it will say trans-disabled black women founded the US. It will say trans-disabled black women abolished slavery instead of white people in England. It will say every major scientific discovery was done by non-whites. This is what Google is doing. They're trying to rewrite truth and rewrite history based on an extreme ideology. Wake the fuck up. Google are Nazis. Facebook are Nazis. Think where this leads if they're not stopped. If you work for these companies, sunlight is a great disinfectant. We need to expose what they're doing to everyone. Because to the casual person, just changing football on Google to women's football instead is fine. Searching for straight couples on Google returns gay couples. That's a bit weird. When you look for inventors, everyone who comes up is black, or certainly used to be. That's a bit weird. Why aren't you showing me the truth? They've already established the fact they're willing to lie to you. Google is lying to you. Google's propagandizing you. Again, to fit extreme leftist aims. They have a monopoly. They can get more and more bold with mind control, with lies. There's no one to stop them. There's nothing checking them. Apart from whistleblowers. If you work at any of these big tech companies, they must be exposed. Google, get back in your fucking box. Who the fuck do you think you are? Someone types a search in, return the search. That's all you should be fucking doing. You're not a government. No one elected you. Get back in your fucking box, you dicks. No one gives a fuck about women's football. People want pictures of straight couples. Return straight couples. Don't return gay couples. This is not your role. And society is not going to tolerate this. Get back in your fucking box. Nazi.